Welcome to the course on Metasploit from scratch, where you will learn to master one of the most powerful penetration testing frameworks from scratch. In this course, we will cover everything from installing and configuring Metasploit to advanced penetration testing techniques. So first, we'll guide you through the installation and configuration process. Next, you will learn to create and manage workspaces, essential for organizing your projects. Then we'll explore MSF console, and then we'll see how you can perform port scanning and enumeration to gather crucial information about your targets. And then we'll see how you can use auxiliary modules for scanning, fuzzing, and more. And then we have how you can perform vulnerability scans to identify weaknesses in your target systems. Finally, we'll dive into specific techniques for testing Windows and Linux systems. So join us on this journey to become Metasploit Pro. We'll see you in the course. In this video, I will show you how to set up the Kali machine and Metasploitable 2 machine on VMware. So first search on Kali Linux download on Google and click on this Get Kali. Alright, and then click on Virtual Machine and then download it for VMware. Okay, click here. So it will start downloading this Kali machine for VMware. And on another tab, just search for Metasploitable 2 download and click on this Metasploitable. Okay, and you can download this Metasploitable from here. So after downloading this Kali Linux and Metasploitable, let's see how we can set up the Kali machine and Metasploitable 2 on VMware. Then you have to extract these files, this Kali Linux file and the Metasploitable Linux file. Okay, after extracting it, just open this VMware. And then we will click on this Open Virtual Machine. And then click on this folder. After that, just click on this. So then click on this Play Virtual Machine. And then press N key. Okay, it will automatically start. And for Kali Linux, the default credential is Kali and Kali. Username is Kali, and the password is also Kali. Alright, so we'll type the username and password. Okay. So this is how you can set up the Kali Linux on VMware. Now we'll see how you can set up the Metasploitable 2 machine. Once again, click on Open a Virtual Machine. Then select the file. So the file name is this. This is a folder, and here is a file. Okay, and just click on Play Virtual Machine. So starting up. So for this Metasploitable 2 machine, the username and password are MSF-admin. Just type MSF-admin for username and MSF-admin for the password. So this is how you can set up the Kali Linux and Metasploitable 2 on VMware. That's all for this video. Hi everyone, in this video I will show you how to install and configure the Metasploit framework on your system. Let's get started. So to install the Metasploit, just type apt install Metasploit framework. So this will download and install the Metasploit along with all its dependencies. Alright, so just hit enter. And now it's time to configure the PostgreSQL. Okay, so as Metasploit uses PostgreSQL as its primary database server, so we need to make sure it is running and set to start on boot. So if you want to check the status of PostgreSQL, if it is running or not, just type systemctl status PostgreSQL. Okay, this is gonna show you if it is running or not. So you can see it is currently active. So if it is not active in your system, just type systemctl and then start PostgreSQL. So this is gonna start the PostgreSQL. Alright, and if you want to stop the PostgreSQL, you just type systemctl stop PostgreSQL. So if you want to enable the PostgreSQL to start on boot, just type systemctl enable. Alright, enable PostgreSQL. So this will start the PostgreSQL. Whenever you boot your system, it will automatically, start the PostgreSQL for you. And now let's initialize the Metasploit database. So for that, type msfdb init. Okay, so this will initialize the Metasploit database. So it is showing me that database already started. Alright, so if you want to check the status of it, just type msf db status. So you can see it is showing me that it is enabled and it is active, right? So now let's start the Metasploit framework. Just type msf console, and this is gonna start the Metasploit framework. So once inside the Metasploit console, verify the database connection by typing db_status. So you should see a message indicating that database is connected. So you can see connected to MSF, right? So if it is not displaying you connected to MSF, then you need to connect it manually. All right. So how to connect it manually? Just type db_connect, then -y. Then we have as user, share, then Metasploit, okay, and then framework, config /database.py. Okay, then hit enter. This will connect to the database manually. And that's it. You have successfully installed and configured the Metasploit framework. Now you're ready to start exploring and using the Metasploit for your security research and testing. Thanks for watching. In this lesson, we'll exploring the power of workspaces in Metasploit. So workspaces help you to keep track of all your hosts, scans and activities, allowing you to organize your data efficiently based on your target. So let's dive into how you can create, manage and switch between multiple workspaces using MSF console. First, let's launch MSF console by typing MSF console. Alright, so once MSF console is up and running, you can list all available workspaces using the workspace command. Now type workspace. So you will see a list of current workspaces. Initially, there may be only one workspace, that's the default workspace. Alright, and you can see this red star as you're currently in this workspace. Okay, so if you want to change your workspace, just type workspace w1. Then now if you check the workspace, just if you list the workspace, then you can see my current workspace is w1. So if I want to add the workspace, how I can add it? Just type workspace -a and then the workspace name. Let's add w2. So you can see it has added this workspace w2, right? So if I list the workspaces, then just type workspace. You can see my current workspace is w2, and we have total 3 workspaces. First one is default, second is w1, and the third one is w2, right? So if I want to delete this w2 workspace, then just type workspace -d w2. So it will delete the workspace, okay, and it will switch to the default workspace. Alright, and if you want to rename the workspace, like if I want to rename this w1 workspace to w2 workspace, then type workspace -n -r and the workspace name, like in my case it is w1, and I will rename it to w2. Okay, first I will show you that how many workspaces are there. So just type workspace, it will list the workspaces. So you can see we have these 2 workspaces, w1 and default. So let's rename the workspace by typing workspace -r, then the name of the workspace, and to what name you want to rename. Okay, so just hit enter. So it has renamed this workspace w1 to w2. Alright, so let's check using workspace command. You can see now we have w2 workspace and the default workspace, right? So this is how you can rename the workspace. If you want to check the host which is present inside this workspace, just type host command. It will show you the host available in this workspace. Currently there is no host, right, in this workspace, in this default workspace, right? So let's add a host. So we'll scan this host 192.168. We'll scan the Metasploitable2 machine. Alright, so you can see the IP address of this Metasploitable2 machine 192.168.174.160. So we'll type 160. Okay, so if we type now the host command, you can see it has added this host, right, this address and the MAC address of the Metasploitable2 machine, right? Address and the MAC address and the OS name, it hasn't detected it. So if you want to detect the OS name, you can just type SNV. It will detect the version of it, -sv, okay, service and the version of the operating system. So if we type now host command, so you can see our operating system is Linux in this Metasploitable2 machine, right? So if you want to list the vulnerabilities in it, you can type vulns command. Okay, it will list the vulnerabilities in this operating system. So for now we didn't scan for the vulnerabilities. If you scan for the vulnerabilities in this system, it will list all those vulnerabilities in this. Okay, it will store all the things in the current workspace. So if we see the workspace now, we have the default workspace, right? So it is storing all the things in the current workspace. That's the default workspace. All right. So hope you got what is the workspace and why workspace is important in in penetration testing. So while leveraging workspaces, you can easily manage multiple projects and keep your data well organized, right? That's all. Thanks for watching. In this lesson, we'll diving into MSF console, the powerful command line interface for Metasploit framework. Whether you're a beginner or experienced penetration tester, MSF console is an essential tool for managing and executing your security assessments. So let's start by understanding what MSF console is and how to use it. So MSF console provides an easy to use, all-in-one interface that gives you access to all functionalities of the Metasploit framework. So first, let's launch MSF console by typing MSF console. Now you can see the Metasploit banner and be taken to the Metasploit prompt. Okay, so here you can see the Metasploit banner and to be taken to the Metasploit prompt. So if you want to change the banner of it, just type the banner command. This is gonna change the banner. All right. So whenever I'm typing this banner command, it is changing the banner. Right. So if you want to check the help page of it, just type help. Okay. So the help command will show the help page of Metasploit framework. All right. Like you can see this question mark means you can just help menu, or the banner command will display you the awesome Metasploit banner. So here you can see all the commands with the description. Now let's see how you can search for modules. So if you want to search for modules, like to find port scanning modules, just type search and port scan. Okay, so this is going to show you all the modules related to port scan. You can also search by type, name, or CV. For example, if you want to search for the type auxiliary modules, just type auxiliary. Okay, so this is going to display you all the modules contain auxiliary. All right, so these auxiliary modules are used for tasks such as scanning, fuzzing, and gathering information about targets. Now if you want to search for the specific module name, for example, if you are searching for the module port, just type name and this colon port. So this will search for the module contains port. Okay, we'll search for all the auxiliary modules contains port that include port in their name. So it helps narrow down modules related to port scanning or services running on specific ports. Now if you are searching for common vulnerabilities and exposures from the year 2018, then just type search CVE. Okay, 2018. So this is gonna find the exploits or tools targeting vulnerabilities disclosed in 2018. Okay. Now let's select a module. So we'll search for the port scan module and we'll select a module from it. Let's select this module. Let's select this 6th module. Okay, for SYN, TCP SYN port scanner. So if you want to select this module, just type use 6. Okay, so this will select the module, this module auxiliary /scanner /port scan /SYN. Or there is one more way to select it. Okay, just type use and mention this name. Okay, auxiliary /scanner /port scan and /SYN. All right, so this is gonna choose the same module. Now let's check the options in this module. If you want to check the options in this module, just type show options. This is gonna show you all the options in this module. Let's set the necessary option now. So if you want to set necessary options, just use the set command. Okay, set command will set the options. Like if I want to set this R host is the target host. So the target host in my case is 192.168.174.160. So this is the host of the Metasploitable 2 machine in my case. Okay, so just hit enter. This is going to set the R host as 192.168.174.160. You can also globally set variables using setg and verify them with getg. So just type setg, R host, and the IP address of the machine. Okay, and just hit enter. So by setting a global variable, You apply a configuration parameter across all modules, avoiding the need to set it for each module individually. So if you want to unset this global variable, just type unset g, okay, and the r host, okay, it will unset the r host. And now if you want to verify it, just type get g and the r host. All right, so this is how you can set the r host and you can unset the r host. Now let's use a different auxiliary module. So we'll search for port scan, okay, and we'll use this module. Just mention the name of it, /TCP, okay. You can mention the path or the number of the module. So we are using this module, and let's check the options of it using show options. And now let's set the global variable using setg r host 192.168.174.160. so this is IP address of the Metasploitable 2 machine in my case. All right, and now I will hit enter. If I want to verify it, then I will use getg command. Okay, so this is the r host, and if you want to unset it, just type unset g r host. All right, if you want to check the detailed information about a module, use the info command. Okay, this is going to show you the detailed information about this module. So you can see the name is TCP port scanner, and this is auxiliary module. Okay, now we'll see how we can search for payloads. So guys, if you want to show payloads in this, just type show payloads. So it is displaying 1400 something payloads, right? So let's search for a specific payload. Just type search, and we'll search for, let's search for payload. Okay, type is payload, and for platform Linux, okay, and the name will search for SSH. So it is not displaying us any payload related to this. So let's remove this SSH and just hit enter. Now it's displaying us 296 modules, right? So let's use SSH module. Okay, we'll search for payload, and name is SSH. Okay, now it is displaying us this module, right? So if you want to use this payload, just set payload and the number. So here we have number is 1. Okay, it's not payload, it's payloads. Okay, so guys, in this video I will not show you how you can exploit the system, but after exploiting the system, after exploiting vulnerability on a target system, if you want to list active session on that system, just type the sessions. Okay, that's gonna show you the active session, but for now we'll not go through that. So to save your current configuration and state, use the save command. This will save the current configuration. Okay, so you can see saved configuration to /root and .msf4 /config. So it has saved this configuration and this file. Okay, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. In this lecture, we are going to dive into port scanning enumeration using Nmap. We'll also integrate Nmap results into Metasploit for further analysis and exploitation. Let's get started. So first, what is port scanning? Port scanning is a crucial step in reconnaissance phase of penetration test, and it helps us understand what services are running on the target system and identifying potential vulnerabilities. So let's perform a port scan and service enumeration using Nmap. We'll use Nmap to perform the port scan. Okay, so here we have this command nmap -ss and then -sp and then -o. Then we have the IP address of the target machine, and then we have -ox, and where we want to output this result. Okay, So this IP address is the IP address of the target machine that I'm using is Metasploitable 2. Okay. And Metasploitable 2 IP address is this one 192.168.174.160. Okay. Now what are these options and what each option means? So first we have this -ss. So -ss, it means it is conducting a TCP SYN scan, which is fast and stealthy. And the second option that we have over here is -sv. It is detecting the service and versions. Okay. And the third option is for OS detection. Okay. And if we want to store all the results in a file, then we need to use -o. And this X option is for we are outputting the results in XML format, and the file name we have is m1. So let's hit enter. It will scan this host. Okay. And here we have so it's gonna show us the result. So you can see it is displaying us this result, right? So you can see this port 21 is open, and the service that is running on this port is FTP, and the version of the server. Okay. So you can see it is VS FTPD. All right. So this is how it works. It's gonna scan the host. And now if we want to, import this Nmap results into that Metasploit for further analysis. First, let's start the Metasploit. Then I will show you how you can import the result. Just start using MSF console command. And once Metasploit is up, we'll import the Nmap results using db_import command. So let's import the results. Okay, so here we have this file m1, and if we check the workspace, we are going to store everything inside this default workspace. As you can see, this red star, right? And it is highlighting this default one. So let's import the results using db_import and the file name. The file name is m1. Okay, so this is going to import the results of this file name. You can see importing nmap XML data and importing host. So this is the IP address of the host machine. If we type over here the host command, you can see it has detected all these things: the IP address, the MAC address, the OS name, okay, and the purpose. Okay. If you want to check the services, search type services command. Now let's add a different workspace. We'll add another workspace using workspace command, workspace -a, and we'll add W1 workspace. Okay, so it will create W1 workspace. And now if we want to scan the IP address, here we're going to use db_nmap. Okay, first we'll check what's our current workspace. So you can see our current workspace is this one, W1. And now if we scan anything, it will store all the things in this current workspace. So let's use db_nmap and the type of the IP address of the host machine. So IP address of the host machine is this one, 192.168.174.160. And let's use the same options that we used earlier. So -ss, then -sv for service and version detection, and then OS detection. We'll use -o and just hit enter. So this is gonna store the same result, okay, inside this workspace W1. So you can see it is displaying us the same result that we got using nmap command. So this db_nmap you can use in MSF console, okay, in Metasploit framework. Now if we check the host, you can see same thing it is adding, and if we check the services, it is displaying us the same thing, right? So that's it for port scanning enumeration with nmap. So you have learned how to perform a SYN scan, how to detect service versions, and integrate the results into Metasploit for further analysis. Thanks for watching. In this lecture, we'll explore how to perform port scan using Metasploit auxiliary modules and how to enumerate services on the Discover Open ports. First, let's understand what an auxiliary module is. In Metasploit, an auxiliary module is a type of module that performs tasks other than exploitation. These tasks can include scanning, fuzzing, and service enumeration. They help in gathering information and identifying potential vulnerabilities. Now let's create a new workspace for our enumeration task. So let's type workspace -a, then enum. It will add a workspace name enum. Next, we'll search for port scan module. So just search port scan. Okay, it will search all the port scan module. I'm gonna use this one. Use 6. Okay, /sin. Okay, next we'll see the options for this module. Just type show options and we'll set the values for it. So in this, we have already set the R host. So if you want to set your R host, just type set R host and the IP address of the target machine. Okay, and next just type the run command. So this is going to scan all the open ports on a target. So you can see it is displaying us 21 port is open, 22 port is open, right? So if you want to stop it over here, just press Ctrl C. And next let's check the host by typing host command. You can see our host is 192.168.174.160. So if we want to check the FTP version, let's use another auxiliary module for it. So we'll search for FTP version auxiliary module. Okay, just type as auxiliary. Okay, and the name is FTP version. So it is not displaying us any module. So just search for FTP version. So we'll use this module. Type use 0. We'll check the options for this module. So it has already set this R host. Next, we'll run this command, run this auxiliary module. And here we got the FTP version. Okay. So what service is running on 21 port? On 21 port FTP service is running. And it is running this VSFTPD. Okay. Now let's search for another auxiliary module. So we'll search for FTP login module. Okay, and we'll perform the brute force attack. So use 0. And let's check the options in this module. So these are the options that we have in this module. So you can set the R host. Okay, and this stop on success to true, because whenever we get the credential, it will automatically stop. So let's set this to true. Stop on success. Okay, next we'll set the username and password file. So let's set this user password file, which contains passwords separated by space. So I've already created one user password file inside this home and Kali. If I want to check the user password file, I will use the cat command. Okay. Next, I will set the path to this user password file. So the path is home, Kali, and this is the path. Next, I will run this auxiliary module. Okay, so it's gonna start the FTP login. So this module attempts various logins. As we can see, it's successfully logged in with the credentials MSF admin, right? And that's how you can use Metasploit auxiliary modules for port scanning and enumerating services. Thanks for watching. In this lecture, we'll diving into Nessus, a powerful vulnerability scanner developed by Tenable. Let's get started with understanding what Nessus is and how you can use it to secure your systems. So Nessus is a vulnerability scanner created by Tenable and helps you to identify and fix vulnerabilities in your network before they can be exploited by attackers. First, you need to download Nessus from the official website. Okay, go to tenable.com and download the Nessus from here. Once downloaded, install the nessus using the command. Just type dpkg, okay, and then -i, and just give the path, okay, where you have downloaded it, and then just hit enter. This is going to install the nessus. After installing the nessus, we'll start the nessus service. So just type systemctl start nessus ust.service. This is going to start the nessus service. All right, next we'll check the status of it. So just type systemctl status nessus ust.service. So this is going to show you the status of nessus. Is it running or not? So you can see it is active and currently it is running. So we'll quit from here. Just press Q, okay, and then open your Firefox and then type 127.0.01 and port number is 8834. Okay, just hit enter. This is going to open this nessus login page. So I haven't created the credentials. First create the credential and then login. Okay, then click on sign in. After clicking on sign in, initiate a new scan by clicking on new scan. You can click on this new scan and then click on basic network scan. Here you have, lots of templates, scan templates. Okay, so for vulnerabilities, we are going to use this basic network scan. Just give the name. So we are going to give this name to basic scan. Okay, and add any description. So it's a I will add it's a basic scan. Okay, and the IP address of the target machine. So in my case, my target IP is 192.168.174.160. Okay, so I will click on save. Okay, so where is this scan? So here is the scan. I will click on this launch icon. It will start the scan. Just wait for few minutes. Once the scan is complete, just click on this basic scan and then you will see list of vulnerabilities detected. All right, now we're going to export this result to nessus. So here we have this basic scan .nessus. All right, now we will import this result into Metasploit framework. So we're going to open the terminal here, open terminal here. All right, it's being the root user. And now let's start the Metasploit framework using MSF console. Now we'll import the result using db import. db_import and the file name. So here the file name is this one, basic scan. All right, so this is the file name we have, and just hit enter. So you can see it has imported the result. Now explore the imported data under sections like hosts, services, and vulnerabilities. This type host. Okay, so we have this host, this the IP address of the target machine and the MAC address. All right, so let's check the services. So these are the services running, like on 21 port FTP services running, right? Now check the vulnerabilities using vulns command. So this is going to list all the vulnerabilities in the target host. Okay, for further analysis and to potentially gain access to the target system, you can use the analyze command. Okay, so here you can see the exploit that you can use that is ready for testing, right? You can see. So we're going to use this exploit and we'll see the options in it. Just run the command show options. This is going to show you all the options in it. And after setting this R host, we can check the payloads. Just type show payloads and then we'll set the payload. using set payloads command, and then we're going to use this payload /cmd /unix /rewards. Okay, and then hit enter. I think it is payload. Okay, so after setting the payload, now we can exploit the system. Just type exploit. So you can see it is showing that one or more options failed to validate. So we need to set lhost. Lhost is the IP address of your machine. So if you want to check your IP address, just type config and just copy this IP address and just paste it over here. Okay, then just type exploit. So we got access to the target system. You can see session 1 is opened. Okay, now you can run any command like config for checking the IP address, right? So you can see we got access to the target system. That's all for this video. In this lesson, we'll demonstrate how to perform penetration test on Windows machine using the Eternal Blue exploit. Remember, this is for ethical hacking purposes only. Let's dive in. First, let's check the network configuration of our attacking machine. So I'm using Windows 7 machine. Okay, so I will open the command prompt and we'll type ifconfig. So you can see the target IP address is 192.168.174.163. Okay, so this is the IP address of the target machine. So let's scan it using Nmap. So I'll open the attacker machine and let's open a new tab. Now we'll scan the target machine for open ports and services. So just type -sv for scanning the service and version. 192.168.174.163. So this is the IP address of the target machine, and we're going to scan for open ports and services. So let's open another tab and we'll start the Metasploit framework using MSF console. All right. This is going to take some time. So guys, what we're going to do, we'll search for Eternal Blue exploit. Let's search for Eternal Blue. And then use this exploit which contains, so let's Eternal Blue. Okay, that contains Eternal Blue. Okay, so let's use this exploit. Just copy this and just type use exploit /windows /smb /ms17_010 blue. Okay, just hit enter, and now we'll set the target machine IP address. So as you know, target machine IP address is 192. First, let's check the options. Show options. Okay, so here we can set the lhost. Okay, lhost is your machine IP address, so you can set the lhost, and the rhost is the target machine IP address. It is already set, or you can set it using set rhost or rhost, and then 192.168.174.163. All right. After setting this, you can set the lhost. It is already set, right? So that's your IP address. Okay, where you have to listen. This is a listener address. Now let's launch the exploit. Just type exploit, and we are it. We have successfully gained access to the target machine. Now we have a Metasploit session. If you want to capture the screenshot of the target machine, then just type screenshot. Okay, this command will take the screenshot of the target machine. You can see it has saved the screenshot in home Kali downloads, and this is the file name. Okay, so let's open this path. You can see it has taken the screenshot, right? And If you want to check the IP address of the target machine, just type of ipconfig because it is a Windows machine. Okay, so you can see this Windows machine IP address, right, that we have scanned earlier. So you can see the result of this nmap scan. We can see this port is open, 135 port is open, and the services, the service and the version, the service which is running on this port and the version of it, right? So these are the ports are open in this. We can see the host name is Hackerstrain, this -PC, and the operating system is Windows. That's it. We have successfully exploited a Windows 7 machine using the eternal blue vulnerability. In this lecture, we'll demonstrate how to perform a penetration test on Metasploit 2 machine and follow up with some post-exploitation. Remember, this is for ethical hacking purposes only. Let's get started. First, we'll check the IP address of the target machine. Okay, so just open this Metasploit 2 machine and type config. So it's gonna show you the IP address of this machine. It's 192.168.174.160. Okay, so let's scan this IP address using nmap. nmap-sv 192.168.174 then 160. Okay, so let's check the open ports and services on this IP address. So you can see on this port 21 this FTP service is running, and the version it is using is PSFTPD. Okay, and it is 2.3.4, which is known to have a backdoor vulnerability. So let's use Metasploit framework to exploit this. Okay, just copy this one and we will start the Metasploit framework. Okay, it's starting the Metasploit framework. Okay, and then search for VSF TPD, search VSF TPD, and we're going to use this exploit, this one, use 1. Okay, then check the options in this exploit using show options command, and we'll set all the options in this. So our host is already set. It's 192.168.174.160. So it's the target host. Okay, so I will just exploit it. Okay, let's launch it. So you can see it has found the shell and session 1 is opened. Okay, if we type here ls, we can see it is listing all the files and folders. And if we type present working directory, that's pwd, so we can see we are inside this root directory. Okay, and just press Ctrl Z. This will start. If you want to start the session in the background, just press Y and then type sessions command. Now you can see the active sessions. ID for this active session is 1. So if you want to upgrade your session, just type sessions u then 1. So this is going to upgrade the session, okay, to session 2. Now if you want to interact with the session 2, you can see session 2 is also opened. If we want to interact with the session 2, just type sessions then I then 1 then 2. Okay, so we are inside the session 2. All right, if I type config, this will show me the IP address of the Metasploit 2 machine. You can see displaying me the IP address of the Metasploit machine, right? Now let's use Metasploit to dump password hashes for further analysis. Okay, so just exit from here using exit command. And now let's search for some post exploitation modules available for Linux. So we'll search post/Linux/gather. Okay, so let's search for the hash dump. Okay, so we're going to use this exploit, this module we're going to use. Okay, so just type use post/Linux/gather and /hash dump, and let's see the options. So if we set this to 1, this option, the session to run the module on. So set the session to 1, or even you can set to 2, the session to run this module on. So we are gonna run the session on 1. Okay, set session 1, and then just just type the command exploit. Okay, so you can see it is dumping all the hashes and has stored these all the hashes in this file. Okay, linux hashes.txt. So let's copy this path and we'll crack the hashes using John the Reaper tool. Okay, so we got the credentials as msfadmin. That's the username and the password of the Metasploit 2 machine. So this is the way you can crack these hashes using the John the Reaper tool. And we have successfully cracked several passwords, right? You can see. So these credentials can be used for further post-exploitation task. And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.